ABC News has learned that Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi last week did ask Italy's foreign minister to relay a message to President Reagan, which was really an offer to work out a deal so the U.S. would not bomb that controversial Libyan chemical plant. No details are available. The State Department says there have been a number of indirect contacts with Libya, though all so-called deals, whatever that may mean, have been rejected. At the UN today, the U.S. and Libya exchanged further charges as the result of the shooting down of those two Libyan jets over the Mediterranean. Here's ABC's Bob Zelnick.
U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Vernon Walters, displayed photographs at the UN today which he claimed showed that at least one of the Libyan MiGs was armed.
The missile pods show quite clearly there were two different types of missiles on the aircraft, hanging from the aircraft's wings.
10 miles, he's back on my nose.
The F-14 tape released yesterday appeared to support the Pentagon claim that the U.S. aircraft acted in self-defense and performed admirably. The fact that the MiG successfully evaded two Sparrow air-to-air missiles was not considered unusual. But even the tapes could not answer all questions about the incident. Did the U.S. expect or even provoke trouble? The exercise seemed routine, but came at a moment of high tension with Libya. Military sources say that on the night before their exercise, the F-14 crews were given special briefings on the rules of engagement should trouble with the Libyans occur. What accounts for the actions of the Libyan MiGs? Evidence collected by a U.S. E-2C surveillance plane indicates that the MiGs were ordered to shadow the U.S. aircraft. Why they failed to turn away even after being engaged by the F-14s is still not known. Bob Zelnick, ABC News at the Pentagon.
This Libyan MiG incident and the question of whether Libya has built a chemical weapons plant were topics of much debate in Paris today, the eve of an international conference there on eliminating chemical weapons. ABC's Don Kladstrup is in Paris.
As representatives from more than 140 countries began arriving for the conference, Secretary of State Scholz was meeting with French President Mitterrand, keeping the pressure on, as one aide put it, warning that Libya is on the verge of acquiring its own chemical weapons capability. Not everyone is convinced of that, or whether West German companies helped Libya. But Soviet Foreign Minister Eduard Shevardnadze said the controversy and shooting down of two Libyan MiGs by U.S. planes had poisoned the atmosphere of tomorrow's conference. It was the use of gas by Iraq against Iran during the Gulf War and against its own Kurdish population that spurred calls for the 5-day conference.
If we can convince countries attending the conference and perhaps other countries that it is in their interests, as well as the world's interests, not to use chemical weapons in the future, then I think that's a laudable and noble goal.
Achieving it will not be easy. More than 20 countries are believed to have the ability to wage chemical warfare. While most support the Geneva Protocol of 1925, which outlaws use of chemical weapons, there is nothing prohibiting their production or transfer to other countries. Strengthening the protocol is one of the goals of the conference when it opens tomorrow, imposing sanctions, for instance, against violators, giving the UN more power to investigate, while negotiators try to work out a more far-reaching plan for banning chemical weapons altogether. Don Kladstrup, ABC News, Paris.